So talk about turns. Turns. Now, girls, guys, we turn as much as girls. So we're going to turn through the camera. All we're going to do is a simple exercise. Now, let me back up just a little bit. The simple exercise is the fact that we're going to learn how to bring our feet together. Now, as dancers, we're both dancers from other styles of dance, and we would do it slightly different. We'll talk about it, but for practice purposes, we want to be sure that you're bringing your feet together correctly. So, real simply, all we're going to do right now is a step forward onto the right foot. Now, from here, we're going to turn to the right. We'll talk about turning here in a second. We're going to turn to the right, and we're going to let our feet come together. You'll notice I didn't say bring our feet together, because if we do that, and we go here, and I just bring my feet together, it's going to be sloppy. So our body is going to rotate. Now, when we turn to, if a girl's doing an outside turn, where her hand's going this way, it will turn her chest first, and then her hips follow. So the hips, by the way, your rudder, your tailbone, is what you're going to turn when you're going backwards. So we're going to already have had our chest turned to the right here. So our rudder is, you can feel the body torque. My center is here, my chest is over here, two different places. Okay, so now from here we take our rudder and we turn it to the right, and it brings our feet together. All right? Now, what I want to do is the next part, we're going to call this, what we're going to call this H. We'll call it H for no other reason except for our feet are side by side. Okay, and I heard somebody call it an H one time, and I thought, okay, we'll use it. I didn't really like the next, they said this position was a T. I don't dig it. It's a check, really. It's a third foot position, okay? So when your heel is at the instep of your left foot, now we're not in ballet class, but it's pretty close to what we call a third position. So what I want to do, we'll actually do it this way, man. We'll do the first part, we'll step, here, we'll do our H, so we're going to go to H, then we're going to go another quarter turn, and we're going to go to third. So the important part here is that your left foot swiveled. It had to. If I'm here and I do this, I didn't turn, right? And that is the biggest challenge that we see with the girls doing their turns, is they'll actually do an outside turn. They'll actually start their turns, and they'll stop their feet. They'll stop the foot from turning, and now they're falling into this next piece. So it's so important that you swivel that foot. So that exercise, everyone get up with us. You too, and let's do that exercise. So we're going to go forward, just left foot, step on the ball of the left foot, so you'll notice our left side is slightly forward. I'm not square, on the left side slightly forward because I crept into it. We'll do the H, then we'll go to third foot position, okay? Cool. Now we're going to do it again, but we're going to go further. So we'll do it this way first, see if it works. So we're going to go, so we're walking out 1, 2, now we're going to turn all the way to this wall, and then third. All right, so just flip around to the other way. And this is all we're going to want you to practice right now. We're going to build on this. Okay, this way this video isn't 20 minutes long. So we got 1, 2, all the way around, draw our tailbone around, third foot position. Okay, now this is important. We can talk about this, but you'll notice our sit bone is back over our heel all the way through this. So if we do it one last time, we'll stop on the H, and we've got 1, 2, all the way around. My sit bones are pulled back over our heel, and so when we swivel for the third, it's already there. If your hips are forward, this is what most people do. And what's important that you do, we'll do the H one more time. So we've got 1, 2, what's wrong? I fell because my feet are, and somebody might have said, your feet aren't together. I would have said, no, the feet aren't together because my body fell. So we're going to add one little bit of information that will help you. Now, one thing, if you don't know about your body, it's actually designed to be correct. So the idea is if one leg is free, one hip is higher. It's just the way you build. So if we exaggerate it, do this, right? So that we don't do that. As this hip lifts, this hip socket comes backwards. So if you're in this line, you can see it. So our sit bone is over our heel. If your sit bone is over your heel, I'm telling you, your socket is back. When you're in this position, your right hip is just a little bit higher than your left. If it wasn't, you would not be able to swing your leg. If I drop it, see, I can't swing the leg. But here, I can swing the leg. Make sense? So when you're doing your turn, whatever free leg you have, that is the hip that is slightly higher. So if we do the H again, we go 1, 2, your right hip is going to be higher. And then when you do the swivel, you're already there. Life is easy. It's so easy to do this stuff, okay? So we're going to suggest that you practice that, and then next week when we'll get into more detail, and there's a lot of more stuff, but I'm going to tell you, and Mr. Matt will attest to this, is turns are what you put into them. They're done, they don't magically happen. I watch, and most people don't do outside turns, at least get started. Inside turns are a little easier to start and be off balance, but outside turns really suck when you're off balance. So, so what we want to do is work on that, and so just work on your feet. Everybody, have a wonderful day, and be a good
human. And go Pack, right?
Go Pack, yeah.
Yeah, all right, cheers.